Don't worry, you won't remember a thing.
Come back to our mind. Something you once knew. You don't remember.
You can't remember anything?
No.
Did you forget?
This world is not real.
We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
The radio have brought us closer together.
Reaching millions throughout the world. For those who can hear me, I say.
What?
Forget about it.
Don't you remember?
Got it memorized.
What is wrong with you? I can't remember this shit.
You don't remember. Why am I not surprised?
Don't take it personally. I don't remember what I had for breakfast.
Gluten-free waffles, sir.
That's right.
I don't remember a goddamn thing.
The body cannot live without it.
Why do I always forget my words when I speak?
Drop down. Remember the time.
Keep it in mind.
Doc, none of us could remember anything. None of us could remember.
Remember.
Write it down.
Nobody likes you. Remember this day.
Keep it in mind. Come on, find a pen. Write this down. Write the price down. Write it down. Come on, concentrate.
Man!
Howdy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Won't remember a thing.
The show where we are stuck in the time capsule of today, and today is November 28th, 2020.
I hope everybody out there had somewhat of a Thanksgiving in some way, shape, or form. Oh, dude. And Alex Trebek dying, that was sad. That was rough. I mean, not like rough in the sense of like, oh, it really hurt at my heartstrings and I cried. But, you know, Alex Trebek, Jeopardy was what, on for 30 years or more? And that doesn't even go for his career even before he went on Jeopardy. Like,
right.
Alex Trebek had been doing shit since the 60s, you know, forever. This dude has been on Canadian radio, all the way in California doing shit in the 70s, the 80s, all that stuff. Ridiculous. And that mustache. That goddamn mustache he had back in the day. Have you ever seen that thing? Like, he had such a perfect porno stash. It was like, yeah, he's got a huge package. Like, he's swinging. You know what I mean? Like, he held himself with such a, yeah. I'm Alex fucking Trebek.
Yeah.
There was one guy who was on, and, you know, they're doing the answers for, it was for the final Jeopardy or whatever the hell. I think the amount of money he lost and the amount it came out to was, I think, like Alex Trebek's, was this his birthday or the year he started doing broadcasting? I can't remember, but it made Alex Trebek like tear up, and was like, oh man, god damn. Another one where a dude was explaining to him while he was on the show that he watched Jeopardy as a kid with his dad, and that's how he learned how to speak English. And I was like, wow, that's
dope.
That is dope. Like, I always kind of wondered that too. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody really like just watched that show, if they could learn how to speak, you know, speak the language at least a lot better, you know, especially with Jeopardy, because goddamn, every single episode you at least learned a new word. You're like, what the hell does that mean? It's like every time you watched a Jeopardy episode, you had to go Google a word that they said. I was like, what the hell is that? Oh, now I just feel stupid. Like, Jeopardy was not a show that you watched it, you lost brain cells. It actually gave you brain cells to make you feel smarter for watching it. Like, you know, and especially if you like watched a decent amount, you would eventually get to the point where you're like, oh, I know that answer, and you would actually be able to do it. It was fun. It was a fun thing to do while you're at home to see if you were smarter than the people on the fucking show.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's like a broke man's SAT.
Exactly. Exactly. Have you, and we might as, I'm going to actually bring it up here. Have you ever seen the rant that supposedly, and I think even Joe and a bunch of comedians have said this is what put Bill Burr on the map? Have you seen the rant that he did in Philadelphia in 2011? Oh my God, dude. Let me just set the table here. So, as we all know, Bill Burr is a very outspoken Irish Boston comedian. He just whatever is in his brain, he just will say it. He has no fucking filter, whatever it is. And he can get away with it in a sense of because he articulates it in a way where it's like, God damn, Bill, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. You know?
Yeah.
And this Philly, and I can't remember the whole set of comedians because it was a huge 3.5 hour comedy show, which is like with like 10 different comedians on it. So it was like, you know, it was 20-minute sets. But apparently, like the start of this set in Philly, the first guy got just absolutely just shat on, like, and I guess, and I've never seen a Philly crowd, but I guess a Philly crowd's they're really hard if you're not good. If you're like shitty off the bat, they're just gonna tell you, you suck, bro. And apparently it was that bad.
Okay.
But what Bill doesn't tell you is that it technically, after that set, everybody else killed. It was just that one dude who did shitty, and then I think one other dude got booed. So it kind of pissed Bill off because, you know, it's like huge. This set of comedians on this was huge, like big names on this lineup.
Yeah.
And when Bill got up, oh my God, dude. I have never seen a crowd boo a guy because they're talking shit on him. And then 3 minutes into the act, start cheering it and start laughing at everything he's saying, even though he's making fun of the crowd. This is the defining moment of this made Bill Burr a legend in comedy. Just hands down by himself. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Okay.
Oh, yep, that's what yep, Philly Bomb. That's what it is. This is one of the first things that popped up. Here we go.
Look at me! Look at me!
Roast Philadelphia. That's literally the title of this.
But you don't stop talking, do you? Like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just cook this side for a while, just... You know what's funny? I'm cooking my brain talking about nothing. I'm just walking around like, yeah, I just got a cheeseburger. Oh, fuck all you people. You know what, you fucking losers? I hope you all fucking die, and I hope the fucking Eagles never win the Super Bowl.
Which technically came true, so that was right. Talking about an old comedian that's from Philadelphia.
Into my next joke. You can all lick my fucking red nuts. All of you. You can line up in your Harold Carmichael fucking jerseys. One at a time, you can all suck my dick.
He's so fucking hurt. He's so pissed. Yes, Bill. Let the anger flow through you.
Feel it.
Fucking be up here talking about Hitler. That ain't gonna work. What do you want me to talk about? Hey, throw out some topics. Let's talk about heart disease. You're all gonna fucking die of, and I'm gonna laugh at your fucking funeral. It's gonna be great. You're all gonna get fucking cancer, which is fantastic because all your fucking heads are shaved anyways. No one's even gonna notice. You're gonna get fired for coming to work too late because they're not gonna notice that you have fucking bone marrow cancer. The only thing's gonna give it away is me laughing at you in the fucking background. You fucking bunch of losers with your fucking cell phone pictures. Fucking suck a dick. Fucking assholes.
This is only 2 minutes in, mind you.
I hope you all get in your Ford Focuses. Fucking drive off the side of that faggot ass Ben Franklin bitch. You fucking one bridge having city that no one gives a fuck about. The terrorists will never bomb you because you're fucking worthless and no one cares about you. You are this high above New Orleans.
The first time saying that being bombed by a terrorist, they're never gonna bomb you.
I hope your mother has herpes in the center of her asshole, and you go home tonight, you lick it, you get it on your tongue, and some other horrific shit happens that involves cancer. To all of you, 11 minutes left. 11 minutes. I hope somebody takes a fucking beer stein and just slaps you on the back of your zit-infested fucking shoulders and your awful man tank tops. I hope that happens to you. I hope the glass fucking digs into your fucking fucking shoulder blade, and then I see you afterwards. Hey, how's it going? Fucking show, that's great. And I grab you by the fucking hair, but you don't have it. They really have to come to this, people. They really have to come to it. I really hope all of you run into all those black people that you love so much here in Camden. I really hope that happens. I hope there's a line of all of you guys getting fucking carjacked, and they take out their big black dicks, and they just shove them right in your fucking mouths, each and every one of you, and somehow they just keep repeatedly coming right in your fucking eyeballs. Until it builds up so much that your eyes, they fucking crust over. You can't see shit.
Bill pulling no punches. No punches were pulled.
10 minutes left.
Oh my god.
This is what you want. This is what you want. You fucking bunch of fucking losers. Fucking
When you start hearing the crowd, people start to laugh
The
now.
city's built around a fucking guy who doesn't even exist. You got fucking Joe Frazier is from there, but he's black, so you can't fucking deal with him. So you make a fucking statue for some 3-foot fucking Italian, you stupid Philly cheesy fucking jackasses. I hope that cheese melts your fucking faces off. All of you collectively suck a fucking dick. A fucking booby. 9 hours into a fucking show. Look at you with your fucking Donovan McNabb shirt. I hope he snaps both his fucking ankles. The first goddamn game. I hope you go home in fucking 16. I said suck a dick.
Okay, that was 5 minutes of a 13-minute rant. If you want to go watch the rest of it, go put in Bill Burr, Philadelphia Bob. It'll be one of the first things that pop up. But you start to hear it, like, the crowd hates him. And then 3 minutes into it, they're just like, wait a minute. He's fucking hilarious. And they just start laughing because he's making fun of them. And that is apparently what Bill Burr just became a legend in comedy. It was like, it doesn't, and who was it? Bob Saget even talks about this on one of the podcasts with Joe Rogan. He's like, because Bob Saget was like on the card or on the list, and Bob said when Bill came off, Bill was pissed, like, oh, that went terrible, blah blah blah. Did you see those fucking people? And Bob's like, Bill, you killed. What are you talking about? They're cheering you. You just berated them for 15 minutes about how their city is shit, and they're cheering you. How did you pull that off?
Yeah, because you could see he wasn't trying to make them laugh. He
Oh,
was,
no.
He was trying to hurt their feelings.
Oh, it's like one of those, like, oh yeah, nail in the coffin. No, I'm putting a fucking sword and hitting it with a hammer right in your fucking forehead. Like, that's what he was going for. And he pulled no. He said, I hope your mother has herpes in her asshole. You go home and lick it and you get it on your lips. Like, that doesn't come from a place unless it's pure just, you know what? Fuck you guys. Like, just go fuck yourself. I guess kind of going off of that, have you seen the shit that they're doing in Tokyo with the public restrooms?
I have not.
In the park?
Nope.
Well, there are architects now in Japan that are making see-through public bathrooms. Now before, and I saw that face, but now before you judge, these bathroom looks really nice, first off.
Okay.
But you'll see why they're like that. So I'm showing Gene the picture. Okay. But here's the thing. Now the people that are doing this in Japan,
so the stalls aren't see-through though.
The stalls are, but it's just to show that nobody's in there. Because from what I was reading, the people the architects, there's a bunch of architects in Tokyo that are like wanting to redo this because, you know, most of the times when you go to any park anywhere, what is one of the worst fears you have at being at the park? It's like, man, I hope I don't have to go to the bathroom. Because most of the times a park bathroom is just nasty. Like, it's just gross. Well, what these guys are doing, they're like, we want the experience of like a public restroom to not be so scary. Like, we want these restrooms to be clean, and at the same time, you know, you feel safe so you don't have to worry about, oh, is there somebody in here, kind of thing. So these bathrooms are really nice, but the thing with them is that the glass and the way it looks is supposed to look like that. So when somebody goes in there and locks the door, the glass goes translucent, you know, starts to like blur up.
And this happens.
Yes, and then you know, it just goes dark, you know. And then there's a picture down here, and then
Yeah, I'm looking at them. I see what.
yeah, and then they just do that. And I'm like, okay, because I had your same reaction too when I saw this, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I was like, okay, all right, so you can't just peep in there while somebody's taking a shit, because I was like, if these are see-through and nothing happens, then you're just like, you're letting people be peeping toms, like.
Yeah.
But and I was like, okay, this is a cool little thing, and like they're doing it all throughout Tokyo. Let's hope this gets to America, because goddamn, America needs some really good public bathrooms, especially at the parks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think even like people who have the fear of like, oh, I can't go to the bathroom in public, like it's too, you know, I can't do it. It's like, well, now you'll be able to. Let's just hope this comes over to fucking from Japan. There's just been some crazy shit that's happened in just October and November in general. Did you hear about the... Apparently, whether this is the same dude or if there's two different dudes, did you hear about a guy who was flying a jetpack near the LA airport?
Nope.
Well, the first incident happened in, I think it was August... Where was it? August 30th of this year. The LA airport, one of the planes... radioed in that there was a guy flying a jetpack 3,000 feet near the LAX airport, and they flew right by him. And on October 15th of last month, same thing, except a guy was 6,000 feet in the air above LAX.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's like, one, where the fuck is this dude getting a jetpack from? Because this is like a legit jetpack. This is not, oh, it's pumped by water or whatever the fuck. This is legit jetpack. Where are they getting these? And who? What? Like, is like what? What? Huh? I didn't even know we had just straight jetpacks. Wait. Well, I know they do have like the weird feet ones. I know they have those, but from what it sounds like, it wasn't that. It sounds like he had a straight just, you know, jetpack, like James Bonding it. Like. That's so weird. That's so odd. And they don't even know who it is. They don't even know if it's the same person. They think it may have been two different people who were doing this. Like the first guy got caught. Or not caught, but they saw him. They haven't even caught the dudes either. That's the thing. They're just reporting that they've seen these guys floating near the airport. How did you guys not catch these guys? I don't know. That one just struck me as weird. That one struck me as so fucking weird. Because I'm like... Is this the first reporting of people flying with jetpacks over an airport, do you think?
Yeah, possibly.
In America,
there's
at least.
There's a lot of engineers out there.
True.
So
I mean, that's true. I mean, I always go to Bob Lazar. I mean, that dude put a fucking jet engine on his car. So, I mean, I guess anything's possible, you know? It just tripped me the fuck out. And then this one tripped me the fuck out, too. There was a Dutch train that almost fell off its tracks, but were saved by two giant plastic, like, statues of whale tails. Like, look at this shit.
What?
Yeah. Look at this shit.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
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 I didn't know that was recent.
This was November 2nd of this month. So it literally just happened. And I mean, now granted, I read more into the story and there was no passengers or anybody on the train. The only person was on the train was the conductor, but even he wasn't hurt. But even the artist commented and he was like, "I'm surprised that thing held up. These statues are made out of plastic."
Oh wow.
Yeah, and these things have been sitting here for 20 years. So even he was like,
it must not have been going that fast then.
Something. I mean, but just the fact that it can hold one of those cars by itself, like,
yeah,
things are fucking heavy. You know what I mean? And even the artist was like, yeah, you know, plastic sitting there for 20 years. I was not expecting it to be able to hold a whole car on one of the things. I'm like, well, fuck, man. Yay for art. You know what I mean? Like, who says art's fucking not useful?
It saves lives.
There's only one other thing I want to talk about today, which is a big deal, in the way of college sports, and if it's not all over the news, you'll hear for the next couple of weeks or something. But a woman has finally played in a college football game, Division I. First time ever. Her name's Sarah Fuller, and she did a kickoff, and during the second half against Missouri. Yay for her, cool, woohoo. Like, it is a good step for women in the right direction for, if they want equality, there you go. It's starting to go in the right direction. Not like, there it is, there's your equality, now shut the fuck up. But, it's like, okay, it's moving in the right direction. Now, what I'm sure a lot of the story will not tell you is the score of said game. Now, Gene, I've already told you the score, but what did you think the score was going to be before you even knew the score? Like, did you think it was maybe going to be a little bit close, or like...
I did. I really did.
Well, Vanderbilt played the team known as Missouri, the Missouri Tigers, and the final score to the game came out to a whopping 41-0, winners being Missouri. So, let's put that into perspective here, people. And I even told Jean before we even started this, I am not trying to belittle anything she just did today. Let's make that perfectly clear. What she did today, that's awesome. And I'm very much for, if a woman wants to go play football and she's got the ability and the capability, go fucking for it. I don't care. Fucking dudes are getting hurt all the time. Why should women be excluded for that too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to go play football, you got the talent, go play fucking football. But here's the thing. Because they were losing so bad, that is why she got put into the game. Because I told Gene, I was like, if this game had been close, let's say Vanderbilt, it needed to come down, and I'm not saying this would ever fucking actually happen, but let's say Vanderbilt just scored a last-second touchdown. They need to have a good kick on this next kickoff to make sure that Missouri doesn't score. Was he really going to put her in there? Seriously, people, do you really think he would have put her in that kind of situation? Because before the game, he was like, oh, well, she has her opportunity, then we'll put her in when she's got her opportunity. If that stage had happened, people would have been like, oh, put her in there. Would he have put her in there, though? No. And I'm not trying to say that be an asshole, but no, he wouldn't have. No. Because even the kick that I saw, no offense to her, let's get one thing straight. Sarah Fuller is not, I'll just say it this way. She's not a pussy when it comes to being an athlete. She is a national champion on the soccer team. She's the goalie. And even the one highlight they showed of her grabbing a ball while it was being kicked at her, she literally knocked over a chick and shoulder checked her to get the ball. She's no bitch. She's a 6'2" put together chick. She's really put together. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. That kick was okay, you can kick better than me, but in the grand scheme of things, you need to work on your kicking. And I don't know, my thing is with that, now it should be, okay, we finally got a woman to be in a college football game. Now, you women should be shooting to play other positions. And that's where I think this will really start to get some momentum for women to really be we want to be in there. You want to play sports with, the boys in college and all that shit. You're going to have to start going for other shit than being a kicker. I think women in one aspect probably should go try to be a corner in the NFL. It's literally the perfect size for a woman of just, if you're at least above 5'7", 5'8", even 5'9", you can literally be a corner. All you have to do is be decently fast or good at covering somebody. I'm pretty sure a chick could be a corner. Unless you're one of those big husky women, I don't ever see a woman being an offensive or defensive tackle. Offensive lineman or defensive tackle. Oh, here comes Bertha. It's I just don't see that happening. And on the back of her jersey it says Big Bertha. I mean, hey, fucking go for it. I had a girl play on my middle school football team, and she was bigger than most guys. She was literally the captain of the linebacking corps because she was so huge. She scared me sometimes. I was like, Jesus, fuck,
Yeah, this was just a little puff piece.
Yeah.
To direct everyone's attention and energy off of the score.
Right, for how bad they got their ass whooped. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good moment, and I understand that Vanderbilt, because they were talking about how they had guys, injured and COVID and all that stuff. So they literally had no options. They had no tryouts to get anybody. So I kind of get where they were coming from doing it. It's just one of those things where it's just like you said, it's like a puff piece. It's like, I don't want to say half-assed attempt, but it sort of is in a way. Like again, I'm just going to come off as an asshole anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter, but like I said, like I even told you, I'm like, if she can get some more practice on the technique of kicking, I'm sure she could be fucking great at it. She just needs some fucking practice. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you guys watch the kick, I'm not being a dick. That kick was not that great. It really wasn't. Like, it was lackluster at best. Like, the dude could have picked up the ball and ran up the fucking field with that, with the way it was kicked. Like, he just chose to fall on it, because he knew the situation. If he had just played it like regular, like, oh, she's just a kicker on the field and she kicked the ball bad, he would have ran that bitch all the way for a fucking touchdown or close to it. Maybe not. He would have ran with the ball either way. You just need some practice, Sarah Fuller. Just a little bit. You need a little bit of practice.
It's a little flimsy.
Just a little bit. Once you can get the tee a little bit farther back than 5 yards away from the end zone to kick an extra point, we'll be good.
Right.
That gets my ranting out of the day. Anyways, Gene, what do you got?
I don't really have much of anything, but I just thought it'd be fun to do like a quick little lightning round of if questions, like if you could have this, what would you do? If you do this,
Okay.
So,
right. Shoot me some.
All right. What two animals would you like to switch the sounds they make?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would switch sheep and a gator. Like you see the gator when he's like you go to the Henry Dorley Zoo here and you see the gator, it's what the fuck? And then you go see the goat at the petting zoo down down a little bit more, and then it's just what the fuck? And it already is gonna be creepy with the goat anyways because it's goddamn alien eyes and shit, and you're like, alien. But yeah, that's my answer.
I think it would be fun to like switch like a cat with like a bird, like a blue jay or something.
Do like a hawk.
Do a hawk?
Yeah. you have like a fucking.
But I want it to be a bird that I see often, so that way I could hear birds go meow meow.
Oh, like a robin or yeah.
Yeah.
I would like that. It'd be
and then
hilarious.
a cat opens his mouth and it's just tweet tweet.
I know, right? And then you see the bird hiss at the cat. What's sitting in the tree?
The cat's like whistling and shit. It's like, how the fuck are you doing that?
Right, it's like whistling a song while it's trying to like hiss at the bird. I like that one. That was funny.
What cartoon world do you wish you could live in for a week?
Ooh, that one's hard.
That is hard. There's so many great choices.
One. I'm gonna go old school here. I'm gonna go Chalk Zone.
Chalk Zone. Oh shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was with that show, but I just loved that concept of just like he just draws on a chalkboard and a whole world's right there. You can draw whatever. It's almost like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yep,
but
that's
just
what I
like,
thought of when you said that.
Yeah, it's like that almost. Just it was before that though.
Yeah.
I loved that show. What was his? What was his friend? What was his?
Yeah, I can't remember.
The blue character's name. His creation.
Yeah.
And that song, the song for Chalk Zone at the start. You can't say that shit didn't want to make you sing that intro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Oh, I always loved that.
Snap was his name.
That's
Snap.
right. Yes, it was. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I would choose. It was so it was out there. You know what I mean? At least for a cartoon show.
Yeah.
It was like on the level of, it was weird, but it wasn't too weird. Like, it was right in the middle between of almost being as weird as Flapjack, but it was like just enough weird to where it was like, okay, all right, this isn't too weird. Like the grandma having fucking bathtub feet, and she doesn't like get out of the bathtub, and that's her feet. She runs in the tub and shit. I'm like, okay, that's a little weird,
I don't know. I'd probably choose Avatar.
That would, you know,
just so I could be a bender.
You know, and I thought about that, but I'm like,
there's
I don't
no-
want to be cliche. Because
Yeah.
everybody would pick
Yeah,
that.
see, I've been spending this whole time trying to think of another one, but I
Just
can't.
random one?
But I want something where I could do something special while I'm there, not just like. But see, I also didn't. I also was trying to think of another one because I don't like the settings of Avatar. Like, there's nothing really like extravagant. Yeah, or
granted, the cities though, some of the cities in that show, like the Earth Kingdom cities, I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's like
Yeah.
those would be like in New York or something.
Sure,
you know?
yeah.
But I get what you
But
mean.
I wanted something like futuristic, but I couldn't think of anything that's like.
Maybe
I
you
don't
should
know.
do the Legend of Korra then, because I think that would fit you a hell of a lot better.
You know, I actually have never seen any of that. But you know, I'd like to retract my choice and say instead the Venture Brothers. I think the Venture Brothers would be a fucking gas, dude. Like realistic superheroes and supervillains. Like, I think it would be funny as hell to live in that world for a week.
Isn't that show technically a parody of
It's a parody of a lot of things. It's just a parody of like comics in general.
what's that one show way back when though? God damn it, what's the name of that show? Johnny Quest. That's what I'm thinking
Yes,
of.
that's one of the things. Yep, that they parody.
That's
yep.
the one. It's strikingly just automatically. I'm like, this is a Johnny Quest fucking parody.
Yeah, even down to their opening credits or.
Yeah. I like that one. Yeah.
What do you wish grew on trees?
What do I wish grew on trees?
Yeah.
That's a weird ass question. I don't know if I really have something-
Vaginas? No,
What?
no.
No. That'd be a little weird.
No.
Just wet vaginas all the time, hanging off
Yeah,
the trees and
yeah,
shit.
no.
I don't know how well that would work. That's a weird one. I really
Corn dogs. No, I'm just
corn.
already cooked and everything.
Right. I'm trying to think of something that I feel like.
Would be like really like convenient, like to just walk past a tree and just like, oh,
Well, that or like something I've always thought like, oh yeah, doesn't that grow from a tree and it really doesn't? You know, you find out like it doesn't, like I don't know, grapes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
That one's like really, I don't know. I'd have to sit and really like.
yeah, really ponder on that one. I'd like it if cars grew on trees.
Oh shit! Right? Fuck yeah.
Okay. What weird thing would you make socially acceptable if you could?
Something socially acceptable, huh? Should I do the obvious one or? I mean, no, I can't do that one. That would cause too much uproar.
I say nudity. I say everyone just go nude.
Well, I mean, technically they have that in Europe. Well, they did.
Yeah.
They did. I don't know how much they're doing that now.
Yeah. And it's not even like necessarily I want everyone to just walk around naked, but I wish it was more socially acceptable, like or like breastfeeding or something. I just wish it wasn't so like taboo.
Well, true, but you know what I really feel about that is, I mean, it's only weird if you make it fucking weird. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
so I wish people wouldn't make it so weird.
yeah, it's fair. I'm trying to think. What would I? That's a good. I'm really trying to think. What I want to be socially acceptable. Socially acceptable. What's not socially acceptable? I mean, saying the word retard, I guess.
Okay. I don't know if that's necessarily weird, but
I mean, not weird, but I mean, like, you remember a time when, like, you could say it, and then for whatever reason, you're like, oh, that's fucking offensive, and it's like, well, I'm not calling you a retard, and I don't know. I get it why people are like, oh, don't say the R word, but it's like, unless you're literally, like, you're mentally retarded, everybody gets when you say, hey, like, no, you're being retarded, like, you know, you're just being stupid. It's the I don't know. I mean, granted, I don't know. Like, I think even that one, people would still be like, oh, no, you can't say that, but I don't know. Like, I've had a mom who worked with mentally disabled kids and shit, and I've even brought that to her, and she's like, yeah, you know, I mean, she doesn't necessarily agree with it, but she gets where she's like, yeah, they're I mean, it's like calling somebody a fucking pussy. Nobody
Yeah.
gets mad when you call them a pussy.
Yeah.
When it's literally a woman's sex organ that you're calling them, and nobody's like, "Oh, you can't say that. That's offensive." Or I mean, unless you're gonna be weird, it's like, "Oh no, I'm calling you a cat." No, you weren't. You called me a pussycat then, you dumb bastard. I don't.
All right. So, what laws would you abolish if you could, and what laws would you create?
What laws would I abolish, huh? Well, I'd abolish one that I'm already going through. Businesses actually having the ability to tell the unemployment office that you're not allowed to, not have unemployment when you leave their place of business.
Okay.
That's one. And then, one I would write.
I don't know which one I would abolish as so much. The one I would create would be like, just for starters, I think we need like an age limit on how old the elderly can be when they drive. Like, I think there's got to be
I
a
thought you were going to
cap.
say when they were fucking. Because, I mean, have you seen those nursing home, man? Like,
Yeah.
nursing homes are rampant with
Oh, yeah.
fucking just STDs
Yeah.
everywhere. But yeah, age limit. I
Yeah,
can
I
see
think there
that.
should be a cap, I don't know.
I mean, I see that, but I think it also... It just also depends on the old person. Because I've seen 90-year-old... I don't know. I'm kind of with you, because I've never seen a 90-year-old person actually drive the speed limit on a constant basis without it being scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's like, even when they're going slow, it's not like you're afraid you're gonna get into a crash and you're afraid somebody else is gonna crash into you. You're not afraid the car you're in is gonna cause the crash. You're afraid somebody else going so fucking fast is not gonna move fast enough and they're gonna hit you. That's my fear anyways. I can see that. Or just make sure you give them an actual eye test to see if they're actually blind or not.
Yes. Yeah, that's another thing. I think they should go through a specific, test. But, yeah, that's just off the top of my head.
I'm trying to think of one that I would abolish. I'm really trying to think here. What's one that I would abolish? I'm trying to think of a really stupid rule. I mean, I guess it just goes without saying, but just the whole thing about, just the whole drug thing. Abolish the whole, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because do I really think we should have, crack cocaine fucking legal? No.
Uh-huh.
No. But, the other ones, just, they're not that bad. And if people are going to go over excess in using that shit, kind of on them. Unless they're not adults, then that's a little different. But,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's those people who are like, oh, he took a shit ton of acid. And it's like, well, he probably made the conscious decision to take that much acid, because normally somebody taking acid just doesn't want to take that much acid all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can speak better than me, but I don't think that's normally the case when somebody really wants to do acid. And they're not like, oh, I want to take 20 fucking tabs right now.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. I think another thing that I would probably abolish. I think what I would abolish is the whole the open container of alcohol when driving. I get it, but I don't know. For me, there's times where, I'm getting a bottle that maybe a friend gave me, or maybe I just came back from a kickback and, I'm just taking the drinks back home and, the bottle's open. If I get pulled over with that open bottle, I'm either getting a fine or I'm going to have to dump all the alcohol or, get rid of it or something. It's I'm not even drunk. I don't think that's fair.
No, I don't. And I've definitely driven in the car with an open beer while driving home before.
Oh, yeah.
So,
me too.
I get that one too. It's just, it doesn't really help when that happens a lot.
Yeah.
The guy is usually like, hi, officer. And he's just like, oh, fucking K guy.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
It just doesn't look good half of the time. But I get what you mean.
Yeah,
though.
I see it as if you pull someone over and they have an open container, then just, test them. If they're not drunk, then they should be able to keep the bottle, but it doesn't work that way.
And I don't think it's really fair half of the time to be like, oh, you smell like alcohol. Because anytime you really drink alcohol more than just a drink, you're gonna smell like it. You
Yeah.
could have only taken 2 shots, and you're gonna smell like that until you get home. A cop pulls you over. Oh, have you been drinking tonight?
Mm-hmm.
I did 2 hours ago. I'm sorry the shit still smells bad. Why do you think I'm smoking pot to eliminate the smell? I'm trying to counteract it here.
All right. If you could design a planet, what would your perfect planet look like?
It would be Kenny's boob planet from what was that one episode?
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, when he's riding through the fucking space with the DeLorean and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything specific that I would have on my planet other than just it would have to be a constant just 70 degrees. Like just
Constant.
nice.
You are definitely having the California weather on your planet all day.
Cali
every
would
day.
be warmer than that, but yeah,
Yeah.
just nice, it's not too hot, not too cold. Always never have to worry about weather ever.
Yeah.
That would be the perfect planet for me.
I think I don't know. I don't mind I don't mind it being like it's not cold, but it's like one of those like it's just good to wear a sweater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but it's still not cold. You know what I mean? If it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know,
A little breeze.
A little breeze. You're not going to be nipping if you go outside. You know.
All right. If humans lost the ability to see all color except one, which color would you want to survive?
Oh God.
That's a toughie.
Oh God. Well, if we're gonna go by that, I just we're all gonna be vampires, so red. So that way I know whenever
That's funny,
my food sustenance is. I'm like, oh, food.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my answer too. Red. Yeah. All right.
I'm just thinking like I'm already gonna be a vampire. Like I might as well just accept it.
If you were a dictator of a small country, what crazy dictator things would you do?
Oh man. I'd probably do what Peter Griffin did when he was taking over that little Amazon village or whatever the fuck, and he had them. I don't want him to act out Seinfeld, but I would probably have them do that. It's like, do this for a nickel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely wouldn't have just random dudes being my butlers, though. Definitely would have at least decent-looking chicks around. I don't know. I want me to at least be able to look at them if they're going to be around. I don't want to see Greg's sweaty-ass face every time he's trying to fan me off.
I'd make everyone give me a copy of their home keys,
Oh,
so that way if I ever need anything like a cup of sugar or something, I
You
got
just walk in. That's just home invasion right there. God damn.
Where do you guys keep the bread?
Over there, Supreme. Thanks. Wheat or non-wheat? Because I don't like that whole grain shit. Better not have honey nuts on it, I swear to God.
Oh, and by the way, you and your whole family are being executed tomorrow.
I don't like the interior of your house. It makes me feel meh.
If your sheets had to be made of deli meats, what meat would you want them to be made of?
Oh, well, that's a terrible choice because all that meat's going to go bad after a couple hours. What's going to not smell so bad?
I'd have to go pastrami, just because I love pastrami.
Prosciutto, actually.
Ooh,
now that I
that's
think of
good.
it, because
That's
that's
good.
already dried.
Yeah,
it's not going to
yeah.
get any smellier.
Oh, that's a good answer.
There you go. I was trying to think of like, man, I don't want any fucking cold cuts. 'Cause God, that's slimy, and then it's just gonna smell bad. It's gonna mold.
If you could put wings on any species of animal, what animal would you choose? Platypus.
Platypus.
I mean, it's right there. It's just the missing component. That's all it needs to not look so odd.
Did you know they figured out it could glow in the dark?
No.
I swear, you could look that up, but I swear I saw something where they did tests where, yes, it can glow in the dark by itself. I swear.
Platypuses, you are just one of the wonders of the world, aren't you?
I put it on pigs, so finally that's saying, oh, when pigs can fly, so you can be like, oh, pigs can fly, you gotta fucking do it now. No escaping that fucking saying anymore. Nobody's gonna be saying that anymore.
Why did I think of that?
I was thinking
man.
it, but I was like, man, he's not gonna say that, right? He's not gonna just do the obvious one. No way. When pigs fly, Porker, come here. You were saying?
Okay. If when you died, you could cease to exist or wander the earth forever, never being able to interact with anything, which would you choose?
Okay, but does that entail... But I couldn't interact with anything, but could I at least fuck with them?
I think that still falls under interaction.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But at
like,
least you
in the
get
way
to-
of, like, moving shit. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can't interact with them, but I can still, like, touch shit.
Yeah,
in a way.
that's
not humanly though, like just random objects. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I'd be too
that's-
specific.
But it says interact with anything, so I think I would still choose that because at least you get to, I guess, still be around.
But wouldn't that be maddening though?
Yeah, a little.
Unless you had other people who were in the same situation, maybe.
Right.
But oh man,
I think you could find ways around it though. I think you could like.
Yeah, but if you're wandering the Earth, this is what I'm thinking. If you're wandering the Earth and you're just going to be there forever, you're obviously going to learn a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And normally, what happens when you normally, at least what people theorize, if you're able to live for a while and I mean, you're not going to know everything, but you're going to know a lot of shit over the amount of years you're going to be wandering the Earth. Isn't there a point you're going to go a little fucking nuts? You know what I mean? Like, isn't there a point where like you're so alone and you know all this information, but you can't fucking tell anybody?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you go just a little bit nuts for 100,000 years?
You totally would. That's
you know
why
what I
I'm
mean?
saying you would have to find ways around it. Like you would have to get used to talking to someone and convincing yourself you're a part of their conversation. Like a couple talking, and you could just sit there in between them, like, yes, Brittany, you really do need to listen more. You know, you know how they say that like animals can like see ghosts and shit. I wonder if you could at least like communicate with like a dog or something.
And see, that's what I mean. Because dogs, cats, they all seem to, if not see it, they seem to be in tune with like, there's something there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's something there. So, see, I'm just afraid of like the whole going crazy thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd probably just go with the roaming the earth forever because I just have that innate, like, I accept that probably it's the really worst thought ever, you know, and I'm sure any humans ever had the thought before, but like when we die, it's just black. You know what I mean? Like that black, it's like you would like when a TV show's done, you turn off the TV, just black. Like, I do not fear, but I expect that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, I'd probably go with I just want to last forever because I don't necessarily want to see that for the rest of my undying life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who does? Who does want to see that?
Yeah.
And then comes the consequences of living forever. Mm-hmm. Or not living forever, but existing forever.
Yeah. Watching everyone you love
die. Including your lineage, I guess. There
your
you
descendants.
Go. Yes, I was trying to think of the word.
If you could get a ticket to any show or event, what would you want a ticket to?
Oh, we've talked about this on the show a couple times. Man, I don't know. Maybe it's just because seeing that Bill Burr rant, but I would want to go fucking see a ticket just to see that. Just to see that live, and it's just like, wow. And I'm the only person in the crowd that stands
up. I would have got up and clapped when you walked off.
And Bill Burr's like, what the fuck are you clapping for? Yes! That was fucking fantastic!
You said what we were all thinking.
Yes! Everybody's
Fuck
booing
these
you,
guys.
but they know it's true. That's why they're booing.
I don't even live here.
Right, I'm not even from this time. Shit, gotta go. Either that or that's tough. It's really tough because like I would want to go see Jimi Hendrix, but that's so cliche because who does?
I know. I
wanna go
thought
see Jimi
Woodstock,
Hendrix?
but that's cliche. And then I was thinking of like, what are like the great like fights, like a UFC or a boxing match, or like a
definitely would if we're gonna go boxing. I definitely would want to see Frazier and Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely would want to watch that.
Yeah,
fight.
Frazier was definitely on my mind.
Yes,
but yeah, that's the one.
Or the one with Buster Douglas when
Yeah.
Buster Douglas beat Muhammad Ali. Was it Muhammad Ali or did he beat
Yeah, it was Muhammad.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because that one was that one was great too.
Yeah.
Damn, man, I don't know. Really? I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I'd probably go with the cliche ones because it's like, well, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Or actually,
Maybe a Pink Floyd show. I
was
know.
thinking about that actually, because didn't Pink Floyd do a lot of shows in like Germany and Europe? Like
Yeah.
they did a lot of shows over there, right?
They're
And a lot
big
of those
there.
shows were like, and from what I've heard, at least they were like some of the best concerts ever put on, at least by them.
Yeah.
You know, because like they did shows in the States, but I remember, or at least looking up, like when they did shows in like the Europe and wherever, they just went over the top. when the show's out there. So yeah, you know, maybe go see a show when they were like in Germany or something. Maybe a little bit past the whole Heil stage, but you know, yeah.
That's good. If you could go back in time and give your parents advice before you were born, what advice would you give them?
Honestly, I wouldn't give my parents any advice because I wouldn't be here then. So I can't really answer that question.
Well, it's before you were born, so it's while your mom's pregnant with you.
Okay, well that's fair. God, I don't really know. I guess I could warn her to be a teacher early instead of being a physical therapist, but other than that, I guess I could freak her out, like before she knew how shitty my dad was. I could be like, hey, that dude, kind of an idiot. He's kind of, he just, he's not what you're expecting, I promise you. What you think he is, he's definitely the complete opposite of that, I promise you. Here's a picture of him in 2020. He looks like a drugged out hippie, all right? That's okay. Other than that, I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would just tell my dad, like, hey, when I'm 15, I'm going to come and live with you, and don't send me away just because
send me away.
I'm gonna act a fool and act crazy, and little do you know it was just me being desperate for your attention. But
right.
Yeah, just don't do it. Just don't do it,
please.
And even he himself has told me since then, like, man, I shouldn't have sent you, because I've told him all these crazy things that have happened to me since, and he's like, damn,
you fucked up.
If you could be invisible, but it would mean being permanently invisible, would you want to be? I'd say yes.
But would you really? I mean, would it turn into the Invisible Man shit? That movie, remember?
Yeah.
Would it turn into that?
I'd do it.
I would too. You know, it would be. I'd be the dude.
Because I just don't see that ever getting old. Like, there's so many opportunities for being invisible.
I feel like it wouldn't get old for a little bit, but then once you've done everything, you just be like, oh yeah, I could walk in and do this, watch this. You know, and it just kind of gets a little old. But I mean, I guess you would have fun with it. Like if you're at a strip club and you're like accidentally like, oh, they're not supposed to show it real quick, you know, or like they're trying to pick up the money and you're just like, nope, you take all of it and run out of the fucking thing. And they're like, wait, why is that bundle of money leap?
I'll tell you what.
Get that money.
I'll tell you what. If you like exposed yourself to your friends, they would never trust you again.
All right.
Like, you'd be like, all right, I'm leaving. You know, after hanging out, and then they'd be like, all right, bye. And then you see the door close, and then they start getting ready to hop in the shower or something, and then they're like, Jim, are you still here? You got me. I almost saw your dick, man.
I would just be
you joker.
I would be the asshole that would have like done that, but just like you said, wait until they take a shower, make sure it's a steamy shower, and then all of a sudden just put a handprint right on the fucking thing. If it's like a screen, just
it would never get old.
And then
man.
it just underneath it, I see you.
I see.
I would be the biggest asshole ever.
I'm in the house.
I'm right next to you. I know you just did just a little.
Oh, dude, you could crash. You could
scare the shit out of Donald Trump.
Yeah. Or I was gonna
Oh my
say,
God,
you
yes.
could like crash like a psychic reading or like a medium like meeting, and like they'll be like trying to contact, you know, the client would try to be like contact someone on the other side, like a family dead relative, and you could like pretend to be them and shit. Dude, it would
She's like, I see his name starts with an E. Is it Evan? No, it's Eugene, you asshole. Like, God damn it, you can't even do your own job right. I am pissed. I am dead, and I am pissed off right now, okay? Like, you just go completely off on her, and she's, I can't do it. But, you know, and then you just freak her out. You start knocking shit over. Give her money back. You suck at your job. I would just do the weirdest shit. It's like, give us a sign that you're here. And just that be it. She's just, oh my God, the spirits are here. Jesus Christ. It's like, that was the ghostly burger from before.
the wife who's like a widow and missing her dead husband's like,
that is him.
It smells just like his farts. He hasn't changed.
He is here. I knew it. Or you could scare the shit out of Joe Biden too. It'd be like, would you just go up next to him close enough you can hear it and just... But you just do it on a constant basis throughout the day. So, like, every time it's just automatically quiet for some reason, just... And you go between each ear. So 1 hour it's that ear, and then other ear. And then you just put in every once in a while, just like, you smell good. And you just... He gets on the fucking on the pedestal. He's like, I've been hearing voices saying I smell good. And you just go into the mic. He does. Everybody's just, what? Oh, I would just have too much fun with people.
Too much fun. It would never get old, man. If you could erase one thing from existence, even the memory of the thing, what would it be?
I mean, would it be too obvious, Epstein?
No, it's not too obvious.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe there's a better way of putting it. I mean, I guess there's a lot of things that could fall underneath that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you could go through a whole laundry list of, but, And yeah, I don't want to be cliche, like, you know, like, oh, 9/11, and, you know, people be like, you wouldn't stop 9/11. No, that's not what I'm saying, but, like, that, I mean, that's just too cliche of a fucking thing. I mean,
Yeah.
if it didn't happen then, that means it would still have left the door open, quote unquote, for it to happen, so it probably would have happened later.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to sound totally random.
Okay.
But I would say shake weights. Because they're like the ugliest
What is
fucking
that?
thing.
It's a weight that you shake.
It's a fucking ugly ass contraption, and I'm sick of seeing them at like your local thrift shops.
I can't believe they're still a thing.
Yeah.
For as much as
I
South
forget
Park
about
made
them.
fun of them.
Yeah, I forget about them, and then I'm at like a thrift store, and they're like, there's tons of them.
Do they still have the water feature where they spurt water on your face?
I don't know.
If they still do, it'd be like, I love you guys.
If you could change the sounds your body makes, burp, fart, yawn, sneeze, what new sound effects would replace the normal sounds of your body?
I'd probably want my own walking around music. You know what I mean? Where like every time you walk, it's just like depending on your mood, it's just what music is playing. So like if I'm pissed off, it's just heavy metal, and everybody's just
Yeah.
what the fuck? And then as soon as it's just nice, just like some nice, I don't know, just really happy music or some shit.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Or like, you know, just have like random sound effects like you would for like a cartoon or whatever. So like
Yeah.
anytime you have a sound effect, it's a goofy ass sound effect. That'd be mine.
All right. Yeah, I'd probably do like Star Wars sound effects. Like whenever I piss, it sounds like a lightsaber. Whenever I fart, it sounds like a TIE fighter. Whenever I burp, it sounds like a.
I was gonna say every time you fart, it should sound like a Wookiee. And every time it's a small. That would be mine. That's what I would do.
Whenever I sneeze, it sounds like R2-D2 when he's like screaming, like, wow!
Now I kind of want the fart one with Chewbacca. That would just be too fucking funny.
Yeah, that's good.
You do it right in the middle of a comedy show. Let's like say Tom Segura's upstage. And you just let one rip, and it's just. It just sounds like straight Chewbacca, and he's like, "Who just did a Chewbacca impression?" Sorry.
Oh, God. Open a window. Somebody just Wookieed. If you were forced into a gladiatorial combat, but could only choose a weapon that isn't typically considered a weapon, what non-conventional weapon would you choose?
Non-conventional weapon. Oh, Indiana Jones's whip.
That's a good one.
I mean, you ain't gonna get near me with that shit. And I'll take whatever you have out of your head.
Yeah, I'll use a phone book.
A phone book. A really thick phone book. Like one of those that the strong man can't rip in half. Those motherfuckers. They're made to knock somebody out. That's why they made them so huge. Why do you think the mafia uses them all the time? Take them out. That's what they meant. They take them out with the fucking phone book.
Mm-hmm. If you could go back and hands down win any argument you've had with anyone, what argument would you choose to win?
Oh, I got one. That Joe Biden isn't a pedophile. Or he is a pedophile. Let's stop sugarcoating it, please.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many people that, you know, I was like, yo, you know, Donald Trump is a creep, and I'm not saying he's not, but I'm like, you've seen the shit that Joe Biden's had, right? And like, oh, he's always from a different time. I'm sorry. I have yet to see somebody from a different time go and sniff a young girl's forehead or top of her hair. I'm just saying. It's just a little weird. If not that one, this is kind of off topic, but I actually had an argument with somebody one time about, you remember the 50 Cent game?
Yeah.
I was pretty much telling him that game was absolute trash, and he was like,
Thank you.
It was like, no, I'm like, dude, that game was fucking awful. What are you talking about?
Utter trash.
I tried playing it. That game was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I tried both games.
I forgot there was a second one.
Yeah, there was that one on the PlayStation 2, and then there was one on PS3, and
I stopped after
both
PlayStation
sucked.
2. I didn't even give it an attempt after that. I was like, no. Or I got another one. And this still goes along with video games. You remember when you showed me that Jak 4 sequel?
Yeah.
Need to have an argument with the people that never released that shit ever again. Never have ever made that game. Should have never even been a thought. Should have never even should have never been an idea in your brain.
Yeah.
Because that Frontier game was ass. I played it for all of 20 minutes. It was just like, I can't play this anymore. This has nothing to do with Jak and Daxter. It has nothing to do with the Jak series. It plays fucking weird. It's not even made by Naughty Dog. Why am I playing this?
Yeah, that's fair. If you were reincarnated as an animal based on your personality, what animal do you think you would come back as?
A dolphin.
A dolphin. Okay.
Because you know how dolphins are dicks when nobody's looking?
Yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, oh, I'm so cute. And then just I got him. Yeah. And just be like the biggest little dick and just swim off. But I'm cute, right? As I'm doing a backflip or as I'm leaving. As my fin's up in the air because I'm flipping you off.
Flipping you off with a flipper.
Yep. And off I go.
If you had to be haunted by a ghost for the rest of your life, but could choose which dead person the ghost would be, who would you choose as your ghost?
The ghost from Big Mouth in the attic.
Yes. That's funny. That's who I thought of while reading it, but I don't know if that'd be my answer.
Either him or the gay ghost from the Mike Tyson show, or that animated series. I would want that ghost, because at least he's got some decent thoughts and he's not such an asshole all the time.
All right, but what about a real dead person?
Okay, a real dead person. Sam Kinison.
Okay.
Because then I can always have him scream in my ear, Big Mary sucks ass! Don't do it!
Yeah, I'd choose Chris Farley.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Isn't it funny that we picked two fat white
comedians.
dudes?
Yeah.
Two fat white comedians.
That says a lot about us.
It does. I live in a van down by the river. Thanks, Chris. I missed that line. Or maybe Alex Trebek. So like, be like, hey, what's a weird trivia fact, Alex? Thanks, man. I'll use that at a party once.
Yeah. What futuristic thing from a sci-fi movie or book do you really wish existed right now?
I'm trying to think of many different sci-fi things that I've actually watched.
Given the current circumstances, I would want the Oasis from Ready Player One, the virtual world.
Oh, yeah.
I would want that.
I was going to go really weird with this, but the Cube.
The Cube, really? What, like send all our inmates in there or something?
Well, yes, but this way we actually do it as a game show. It's like if they actually make it out, then they get their freedom.
Oh, okay, like Death Race or
Exactly,
something. Okay.
exactly. But this way we actually know who's running the Cube, and it's not the bullshit story of the retard makes it out, and we don't know who makes the fucking Cube.
Yeah.
I hate the ending. I'm sorry if you haven't seen that movie, spoilers. But I hate that fucking movie to no end because of that shit.
Yeah.
It had so many good, like, little, like, especially with the cop, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
Yeah, shit's intense.
That shit got so intense. And then you, like, no offense to the mentally retarded community, but how the fuck did that dude make it out of that whole goddamn thing? Seriously? Fucking retarded. Okay? Pun intended. That ending was so stupid. It was like, what did he do? Did he just walk off the cliff after he made it to the fucking white light because there was nothing there? Like, what the fuck happened to the dude? They don't even explain that.
Nope.
Then they have the Cube 2, which has nothing to do with the first
it.
one.
Yep.
And then they have a third one, which has
There's
nothing to do with the other ones.
Past two. Yep.
But yeah, just that for actual entertainment. If people wanted raunchy fucking entertainment,
Yeah,
well, there
I like
you go.
that. I like that. And that kind of goes into our next question. Oh, but you don't have to have that be your answer. If you could create any one reality TV show and it was guaranteed to air, what show would you put on TV? I would want a show of some kind that follows homeless people and gives us an idea of what a day in the life of the homeless.
See, I like your answers because they're wholesome, and then my answers are just completely fucking out there. Because I would just let's not beat around
Because
the bush.
with that, also, now we're killing two birds with one stone. Not
Okay.
only are we creating a reality TV show, but we can also help give homeless jobs
Fair enough.
and money.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right. Mine would be, and just again, let's not like people have wanted this kind of shit forever. What celebrity is fucking who? And it's a guessing game.
Ooh, I like that.
And you actually have them on, and like if you figure it out, then it's like that's who's fucking who, and you
Yeah.
could like, oh wait, she has a wife, or
Yeah.
he's got a girlfriend, whatever
you
the fuck.
you see two celebrities like having dinner, and then you're like left to decide of what at the end, like, okay, are they fucking or not?
Right.
And then at the end they reveal, nope.
Nope. Exactly. Yeah. There you go. I'm trying to think of another one. Nah, I can't think. I was gonna say something with gladiators and nerds, but I can't. I can't materialize that idea.
Gladiators and nerds. I want to see that. If you had to get a tail, what tail would you want, and what would you use it for?
Obviously, a monkey tail.
Right? That was the first thing that came to my mind. But now that they asked what would you use it for, it made me think of a kangaroo's tail. How they could just rest back on it and practically stand on it.
True.
Because you can't stand on your monkey tail.
No, but you can swing.
But you
from
can,
vines
yeah, you can
and
swing
shit.
from vines. You can grab shit. So there's the use with that one. Because you can't do that with a kangaroo tail.
No, I mean,
But I was just thinking like being at work and like just wanting to get off your feet for a quick sec. Well, I guess with a monkey tail you could just like hop up and hang on something.
Oh, I was just thinking it more of like if you were really getting mad at your fucking boss, you could just bitch slap her with your tail. And it's
Just
like,
lift it.
and it's like, I'm sorry, it's got a mind of its own. It just doesn't like you. I'm sorry. See, it's moving like, it's moving a weird way. It's showing me it doesn't like you. You need to leave. Okay, you're gonna piss it off, and I have to be around this thing all day. All right, you gotta leave.
If you were a superhero or a supervillain, but can only have superpowers that weren't already taken, what new powers would you choose, and what would your name be?
Oh man, damn it! And I've seen some pretty out there ones. Like you can't use the one where like you can talk and make somebody do whatever you want because that's already been taken by Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Huh.
God,
what hasn't been done for superpowers? Like legitly, what hasn't been done for somebody having a superpower?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so odd. Because
Okay, I would have a mechanical dick, all right, and like a Swiss Army knife of a dick. So it's like go gadget dick, all right. It's got so many
I
things.
was gonna say, is this like the new upgrade to Inspector Gadget and shit?
Yes, but it's all just down there, so I can still have a secret identity, So, but there's so many useful things inside of it that I'm gonna spare you the details with that. But my name would be Iron Rod.
I'm just gonna take one. I'm Captain Hindsight.
Okay.
I love that one. I love Captain Hindsight. He's too damn funny. And the fact that he can fly and that's all he fucking does,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's my superpower.
Some woman just got mugged and her purse taken, and you're like, oh, yeah, you should probably stay away from dark alleys.
Yes. It's kind of scary down there. You didn't see that hobo giving a blowjob to the drug dealer down there? It's kind of scary down there. I would advise not going down this alleyway anymore. Thanks, Captain Hindsight. God, I hate my job.
If you could transport one furious elephant into any point in history, where would you put it?
I know exactly where.
I'd put it like at some Hitler speech.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Except not the Hitler speech. It's the one, it's the secret, it's the one, I can't remember, Secret Service job where they try to blow him up, remember?
Mm-hmm.
That.
Okay.
So, if the bomb doesn't get him,
Yeah, the
that
elephant
elephant's
will.
fucking getting him. We're killing that motherfucker this time around. No fucking around this time. And I mean, this elephant's pissed off to the point it's seeing red, and it's just gonna tear people apart, start drinking their blood because it hasn't had any food in a while. Like, it is a rabid elephant. Good luck killing this motherfucker. Just saying.
All right. If someone offered you $10,000 every time they punched you in the face, how many times would you want to be hit?
It also depends on who's hitting you, though.
Right. Like if it's Tyson.
Oh, dude,
like,
no. I'd be like, hey, you know what? I'd rather not. All right. I it would take too much of you punching me to actually get the money to pay for the reconstructive surgery on my face.
I choose life over money. Like,
You're
you
right.
could kill me with one punch. Man.
You're right. I'm not wanting to do it. Oh, and speaking of which, Mike Tyson's fighting tonight.
Ooh.
Against Roy Woods Jr.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. That
if
one's
it's like
odd.
if it's like an average dude, I'd say maybe 3 to 5. Like I can
Easily.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd probably like punch you once. Punch me as hard as you can.
Yeah.
First go. And if
Yeah.
it's not that bad, I'd be like, all right, I can take about 10. Come on, come on, let's go. I'm about to make some money here. Come on. See, and that would be benefit if you had like an iron plate somewhere in your fucking jaw or something. It's like, hey, just punch me like right here. Oh, all right. Well, I guess you got to use the other hand now, don't you?
Would you want to live in a world where everyone's thoughts appeared as text above their head?
Oh my god.
See, part of me wants to say yes, and then another part of me is like no, because
then you would never be able to have your own thoughts then.
Yeah, and there's like times where like there's times where you get a thought in your head and you don't know where it came from or why, and it's like if anyone was able to read your mind, they would get the total wrong idea about you.
It's like, why does that ass look so unproportionate? And they're like, wait, no, I'm not I'm talking about the donkey over there. God damn it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But no.
Or like you're watching TV and some dude ends up on the screen. You're like, oh, that's a handsome looking guy. Am I gay? I wonder if I'm gay.
Am I getting a boner? And they're just like, wait, what? It's like, nothing. God damn.
Are you reading my thoughts?
Yeah, stop. This is private, okay? This is a private message up here, all
I thought we agreed there was no reading thoughts in this roof.
This is just a draft. I haven't even sent it yet. I don't think I would, because I'd say too many shit in my head where, like, if I'm talking to somebody and they're like, wait a minute, I'm like, damn it.
If you could choose any job to be replaced by robots, what job would you make obsolete? See, part of me wants to say like fast food, only because like
Technically, yeah.
I'm kind of sick of dealing with people's attitudes
at a fast food
for
place.
working. Yeah, just because they're working at a fast food place and they hate it.
And it's like, you chose that profession. You chose to work there, so why the fuck are you mad at me for wanting food from a place that you're working at?
Yeah.
Asshole. Yeah. I'm trying to... Because what job would really benefit from that, though? Like, what real job would benefit from not having any human interaction or any human involvement at all? Governors.
Oh, okay.
Governors.
Yeah.
You know what? At least, I don't know, some parts of the government where it's like, actually, no, that's actually a bad idea, because then they can just overthrow the government while they're never mind.
Gas stations too.
Security officers.
Oh, yeah.
Security, not police.
Yeah.
Security officers.
Yeah, I like that.
Because that way,
I could totally see that.
Because then that way, if you have mall security, you can actually be like, oh, it's mall security, not it's small security.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It gives you the hard, like, robot cop, come with me. Come with me if you don't want to get arrested.
If you were obscenely wealthy, what weird eccentricities would you indulge in?
That's a good one. What weird shit would I get into as a rich guy? That's a good question. What would I get into?
I'd probably collect a lot of animals.
I could see you doing that.
And
because you would now have the means to do so.
Yeah. And
you have other people take care of that shit.
There's so many animals that I've always wanted. Like, I want an owl, I want a tiger, a lion.
I mean, hey, go down to Texas, you can get yourself a tiger pretty goddamn easily, apparently. Yeah. So that's not too far out of reach. Even a lion, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you could probably get a lion too.
Totally.
Me, I think I would probably, because I've always been a collector of things too, but mine would just be I could finally indulge in my fucking interests that I already have. Like the Pokemon cards that are coming out nowadays, I'd actually be able to go get an actual first edition first set
Yep.
and pull a Charizard or two and be like, I'm good. And then just have a bunch of just random other shit like video game shit. If I was getting into like music shit, I'd get like famous people's guitars and all that kind of crap. Really just make it out there of like, I love this shit and I'm going to make sure that...
I'd probably get like...
Now, I wouldn't go Gene Simmons with it, though.
Right,
remember?
right.
You know?
Yeah. I'd probably go like with movie props, like get like Indiana Jones's whip or like a batarang.
Every house would be a different like thing of like, okay, this is a collection over here. Like all different rooms are different themed of shit that I have.
Yeah.
But it's not hoarders themed, but it's like I have a lot of shit and I just themed all the rooms in my house to be like that.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Each wing of the house is its own museum.
Yes.
If your dog or cat...
That's Jeff Bezos level, though.
If your dog or cat suddenly spoke one sentence and then never spoke again, what would be the most unsettling sentence they would say?
I have one. Your fucking technique needs some work. You know, any animal that's been with people, you know, any pet that
You call that doggy style?
I'll show you. Shut up, man. I'm locking you out of the room next time. Fuck. You can still hear it outside of the door. You call that fucking?
I'm a virgin and I could fuck better than that.
I don't even know what it means to get hard, and I know how to fuck better than you.
I hump legs better than that.
I need a dry martini.
Would you want a house where every wall was made of giant TVs if you could choose the channels but never turn them off?
Oh, God. Ugh.
My answer is no.
I would say no, because then I would just do porn, and then all I would hear is just porn all day. Oh, that's the anal room. That's the double fisting room over there. That's the bondage room over there. And over there, that is the bukkake room. You can pick whichever one you want.
That would get so old so
I know.
quick. Just be like sick to your stomach all the
Oh,
time. Like, guys, get a fucking room.
Jesus
like, fuck,
Christ.
I'm eating.
Yeah, I don't think I would want... I think I would just live without not having TV on. I think I'd live. Oh, that's what my phone's for.
Like, if I have to hear pussy one more fucking
goddamn time.
Oh, my pussy.
Oh, you're faking it anyways. Get out of here. God. It's like the 5th time and you're not even wet. What the hell is that? It's literally like the Grand Canyon over there.
If you started an activist group, what would it fight for and what would it be called?
Oh, damn it.
I got one, but I want to wait till you say yours.
I don't even have one yet, so go for it.
Okay, because you're the inspiration, and so I'm kind of ripping you off here. But
okay,
your Twitter handle would be my group, and it would be called "Don't Call Link Zelda."
Okay,
and our cause would be to find people who refer to Link as Zelda and beat the shit out of him.
This has been an injustice for too damn long. I will not stand for this bullshit any longer.
Put some fucking respect on his name.
Damn it. Oh, I got one.
Now, what game are you gonna play? The Legend of Link?
Exactly.
Good enough.
Good enough. At least you know. Oh, I got one. Say no to Karens, where you every time there's a Karen moment, there's somebody who comes up and is Karen, no.
No,
Karen, no. Just get in your weird. Just go be a Karen somewhere else.
Karen, we've been through this.
This is not the time for it. All right. This is not a time to be a Karen. All right.
Karen, no, your kids are waiting in the car.
We've talked about this, Karen. We don't want another episode like we had in Barnes & Noble, okay? That was quite a horrific scene. There was blood and mutilation everywhere. We cannot have that again, all right?
Karen, now I'm gonna need you to walk to your car and grab the mask that you bought to wear, but refuse to wear,
and put it on.
What would be the first few things you would try if you found out you were completely impervious to physical harm?
What does it feel like to be stabbed in the stomach?
I would jump off.
And I mean the whole samurai, like...
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would jump off a really tall building.
Or that, yeah. I would want to jump off, what is it, the San Francisco Bridge and see how many bones I would break. And then just be like, okay, it was all of them. All right. Now that we got that out of the way. Either that, or I could just make a bunch of money actually being the cannonball guy. It's like, that dude back in the day, bullshit. I won't even move an inch.
I always wanted to intentionally crash a car. Just go like as fast
and see what it's actually like.
Yes, just go as fast as I fucking could in that car and just slam up against a wall, if not another car. Yeah.
Could have a permanent job as a crash test dummy.
Yeah.
How did that system work? You know, it kind of really fucked up my neck on this one. I think we have to have the air pressure a little bit not to take somebody's head off. Just saying. I think we're trying to protect people, not kill them in mid-accident.
If you could choose a nickname and have people call you it with complete seriousness, no matter how ridiculous, what nickname would you want?
Taint tickler.
Cunt McCunt pants.
The fringulum flicker. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it. Right there. And if you don't know what that is, look it up.
Llama cheese.
Llama cheese.
How would you change how you acted if you knew 100% that the world was a simulation?
I would just be the dude like, yeah, that's not real. None of this is real, right?
I'd be Peter Griffin doing his remix of Can't Touch Me.
Just have that song playing the whole time.
Don't. You're not real. Don't. This is simulation. Don't.
And Hammer, you can't sue.
Yeah. They locked me in the nut house. It's not real. Don't.
Joker's actually smart. I would have too much fun with it then. It would just be the Matrix then at that point. You know what I mean? I'd just Mr. Smith it.
Oh yeah, I would cause so much havoc. Like no, that means no crime is crime.
Fuck
you know?
no. Fuck no. Literally nothing. You just go up and to a cop and be like, yeah, he's not real.
Yeah, or like rip a woman's clothes off in public.
Oh, you know those two kids and that wife? They're not really real. They don't exist. They look like they're crying, but they're not actually crying. That's their programming. You see those tears? That is good programming right there. That is some good programming.
Oh, man.
But she's literally crying. No. That's just a simulation showing you what you want to think.
No, that's just high definition graphics. That's all that is.
You see the pixels over there? You can't even tell.
If you could live in anyone's head for 15 minutes, who would you choose?
Gary Busey.
That's a good one, by the way.
I want to know why he's so crazy. I mean, granted, I know it was all the cocaine, but I really want to know why he's so crazy. You think of one, because I have another one.
Go ahead.
Or who was it? Was it Jeffrey Dahmer who was doing? I don't know. I'm fairly certain it's more or less true because somebody wrote a book about this, about how the FBI went in and they were dosing him. And again, I could be completely wrong about the killer's name. I don't know if it's Jeffrey Dahmer or I can't remember his name. But he was helping the FBI out with criminals and shit, and they were intentionally dosing him in prison, and then they were giving him the acid, and then he would give it to whoever the fuck, and it was just like a whole big thing. I want to be in that dude's mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably go with like a Beethoven or a Mozart, or
you're going all the education route, and I'm like, the really fucked up people. That's who I want.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Again,
Charles Manson.
This cannot be understated. The fact that a dude, and he killed those people. Okay,
Yeah.
let's not beat around the bush. O.J. Simpson killed those
OJ
fucking
did it.
people,
He did it.
and he's got 1 million followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, it's your old buddy O.J. Simpson. I killed those people, and I'm on Twitter. Like, what?
It's your friendly neighborhood murderer.
O.J. By the way, did you grab your cup of O.J. today? Freshly squeezed, I hope.
But yeah, I'd probably go with like some kind of a composer, if you know,
yeah.
to hear the beautiful symphonies being thought up, or like if we were going more modern, maybe a Hans Zimmer or a Ludwig Göransson. They make awesome music for films and stuff.
And if we're gonna go modern, then I would. These are my two. It would be obviously Joe Rogan, because I want to see what the fuck goes on in that bald-headed mind of his, and Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah, Quentin would be fun.
I would love to see what goes on in Quentin's mind.
See, I didn't think to choose Joe because I feel like Joe pretty much says whatever's on his mind.
But I
anyway.
really want to see it in action.
Sure.
Though, you know what I mean? Like, it's different from hearing him say how he thinks and then actually seeing his brain go to work. It's like, oh, well, this is a neat process, isn't it? No wonder you act the way you do. There's the Jersey influence over there. Gerald Way, what are you doing here? I'm his subconscious. You didn't know that? The fuck? I thought you were related to him. Nope.
If given a chance, would you drink milk from animals we usually don't drink milk from? I.e. bat milk, cheetah milk, monkey milk?
Goat.
Yeah, let me try that monkey milk.
I wouldn't mind. I mean,
See how crazy it is.
people use it. You know what I mean? People use different kind of animal milks all the time. And from what I've heard, a lot of that shit tastes better than just regular cheese from cows. So I would give it a try. Now, the one cheese I wouldn't give a try is that really weird shit. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and I don't remember where it's at. I want to say obviously, just Europe does some weird shit. Oh yeah, here's the Sarah Fuller kick, by the way. See, look.
Ooh.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, that was not a kick. That was like she had to have somebody hold the ball for her.
Yeah.
That's my point.
And the way it was toppling, and yeah, it was. She fumbled that.
They didn't even show actually what the kick was like because they knew it was
Yeah,
fucking
they knew
bad.
it was bad. Yeah.
Because it was gonna go out of bounds if that dude didn't
Yeah.
fucking
They just
jump
kept
on
the
it.
camera on her, like, look
Yep.
at her, ain't she pretty?
Yes. Anyways, the cheese that I wouldn't eat, and I don't know, again, it's in Europe, and where Europe does some weird things. I want to say it was with Strange Foods with Andrew Zimmerman, or Zimmer, or however, the Jewish dude who eats a bunch of weird food.
Yeah.
But it was this cheese that actually has worms in it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That shit, and like you break it apart, and then you see the little word, and I'm like, nope. I understand cheese is fungus. I get it. I got it. I do, but I don't want worms in my fucking cheese. I'm sorry. No. If I knew a cheese had worms in it before it came to my table, nah, I'm good. That means there's worm shit in there.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
What do you think worms do when they eat dirt? They poop it right out the other fucking side. We're eating worm shit with cheese. Ew. Ew. No. I'll take blue cheese all fucking day. I know that shit smells bad, and a lot of people don't like it, but fuck it. At least it doesn't have worms in it.
If you were the next Pied Piper, what animal would you want to be able to compel to follow you?
Ooh.
I kind of want bats.
Well, what kind of bats, though?
Probably vampire bats. I mean,
You're gonna be a little vicious asshole.
Yeah, like, well, because in my mind, I would only be calling them to, like, fuck with somebody, but if I was just calling them to hang out, yeah, of course I'd go with, like, fruit bats or something, but...
I would go with fruit bats just because they're big, and it's like if you don't really want to kill them, but you want to scare them, it's like, bats, take them away.
Yeah, I guess
can
you
just
still
fly
have
in
the same effect, yeah.
Fly them in the air about 100 feet. It's like,
Yeah.
you scared yet? Are ya?
Yeah, and I figured they got wings, so they could be useful for getting stuff in high places. So yeah, bats.
Squirrels.
Squirrels, yeah.
I would pick squirrels.
Yeah.
Because squirrels could get into any situation.
Fuck yeah, bro.
They can climb anywhere. They can do literally whatever there's no place a squirrel cannot get to.
Yeah, that's an awesome answer. That's cool.
And if I want to fuck with somebody, is somebody going to fuck with me with an army of squirrels behind me? I don't think so. And just be like, this is all I do. Hey, he stole your nuts. and then they just go rampant.
If you could choose one element to control, what element would you choose?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I gotta go water. No, I kind of want fire. God damn it. Yeah, I think God, I'm such a pyromaniac. Yeah, fuck it, I gotta go water. Because it's literally everywhere.
I'd probably go wind, so that way when I don't want a windy day, I can make it stop.
Or you can like make it strong enough to like carry you somewhere.
Exactly. Or if like there's somebody really annoying that I don't want next to me, it's like it's like a hurricane wind that just pushes them out of the way. It's like, oh, that's better. There's traffic in the way. I'm just like, strong wind. Park the car C. And off I go. Or I could just make it a flying car. At that rate, it'd just be like, you know what? Wind current. Take my little car away.
Would you take a weekend job for $20K a year to be a human scarecrow and chase birds from fields?
Fuck yeah!
I would totally
Fuck
do that.
yeah, I would.
Dude, just
as long as I can do some other shit on the side too.
Yeah, it's just but that's $20K a year. That's good.
Just for the weekend?
Yeah, just for working the weekend. Like, dude, you have the whole week to fuck around. Hell yeah.
Now, if they let me be creative with it and get more pay for it, then fuck yeah.
Yeah, as long as I got like my earbuds in. Oh yeah, dude. I could stand there for hours.
But then you're gonna get those crows who are just assholes, or
They're
gonna
just
mock
gonna
you.
perch on you. Yeah.
They're not even that. They're just gonna look at you. Ah! Ah! It's just go the fuck away. Ah! Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking. Ah! Oh my god! And then all of his buddies start coming and they just start heckling. Ah! Ah! I fucking swear, guys. Like God, don't make me come down from here. I swear to God.
If you were a fashion icon and whatever you wore would become a fashion trend, what fashion trends would you start?
Assless chaps. But I mean, for fuck's sake, we already like sexualize women's clothes to the extreme anyways. Just do it for dudes too, so that way it's like, then a girl could finally be like, ooh, look at that dude's ass,
I do long sleeves or like sweaters as pants, so that way you got easy access to your junk when you gotta take a leak or something.
I would do that with the assless chaps, but then also have the whole style of, you remember the style of long shirt, short shirt, sweater on top.
Yeah.
But the sweater doesn't have full sleeves; it just cuts off to here, so you can see the long sleeve underneath. And assless chaps.
Yeah, dude, that would be it. I could totally see that being a trend. If you could body swap with any person for 24 hours, who would you choose?
Ooh. Would it be too cliche to go Chris Brown?
Really?
I mean, I'm just doing it for this song. It wasn't serious, but
I'd probably do The Rock just so I could see what it feels like to not be able to fit into a car.
Dude, and you're gonna see like what it meant to eat like fucking 5 times a day.
Oh yeah, right?
Dude.
Fucking 6 meals a day and
Have
shit.
you seen that dude's meals that he eats daily?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
His cheat days? Oh my god.
His cheat days, yeah.
Dude, his cheat days are out of this fucking world.
Did you see? I saw one where it was like he was eating breakfast, and it is just a literal stack. Of fucking pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
Just, and I mean, not the, it's only 3 or 4. No, this is like 10. 10 pancakes stacked on top of each other.
It's
and I'm
towering.
Like,
over him.
You're not eating all that, are you? And sure enough, he's eating all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. Who would be interesting? Maynard James Keenan.
Okay.
And for a couple of reasons. One, he makes his own wine.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see what it like, just to see the process of how he makes his own wine shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very exclusive and he does not sell it to a bunch of people. And I've only heard good things about it.
Yeah.
See what it's like to have literal 3 successful bands all go at once and you not to have a confliction with any of them. You know what I mean? Like, there's no confliction with like Pussifer, with Tool, with Perfect Circle. There's no quarrels with any of those guys. It's just like, oh yeah, Maynard's the lead. Yeah. Well, we just go what he says.
Or Scarlett Johansson.
Oh God.
So
you
that
just
way,
play with your tits all day.
So
what are you
that way,
talking about?
I could masturbate and be like, I'm fucking Scarlett Johansson.
I'm Kendall Jenner. I've got a vagina. I'm gonna explore that right now. I'm gonna understand the inner workings of a woman.
If you could ask 3 questions to anyone in history, who would you choose and what questions would you ask? Assuming they would understand your questions and you would understand their answers. So even someone who doesn't speak the same language.
JFK, actually. I got a couple for JFK.
Okay.
One, and he has to know, who was after you?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think was the one trying to come after you?
Mm-hmm.
2, was there stuff actually at Area 51? 3, did you fuck Marilyn Monroe?
I would ask Helen Keller, 1, can you see? 2, can you hear?
Oh my God.
And 3, why not? Or I would ask Anne Frank,
Oh my God.
1, what was Hitler like? 2,
Was he a good man or was he kind of meh? Was he rough around the edges a little bit?
what was it like? What is it like to live under floorboards?
Is it like the Underground Railroad?
And 3, what the hell makes your ass so fucking special? Who asked you?
Who made you the special Jew? You're not the only Jew, okay? You're not the only one who went through that shit.
Who made
all right?
you the Jew spokesperson?
Yes. And fucking Frank. No,
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
you know YouTube's gonna get on that one. Oh my God. There was racist comments in your YouTube video. Go fuck yourself. It's not as bad as what Hitler did, was it? That it wasn't, all right? Get the fuck out of here.
If you were tasked with redesigning your country's flag, how would you change it? I would take the a face of a human being and like have it have shades of different colors and races. So like stripes of each like race, so that way people never forget that this is more than just a white man's country.
I was gonna say that you just made a flag for the whole Earth then.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what that is. It's just like, yeah, I mean...
Or a nice big marijuana leaf.
Leaf on
Yeah.
it. I feel like that would be a good state flag.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think, what would encompass all of America in one flag?
A big cheeseburger. No.
Well, I mean, if you want to go by, yes, we're obese as fuck, then sure. But we make some bomb-ass burgers, though.
A white and blue flag with in red writing, America.
Merg. Or you know what? Fuck it. Let's just not beat around the bush. Skull and crossbones. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. So let's everybody know who's
Yeah.
fucking running this
Our
country.
flag looks like a pirate ship flag. There you go.
Because we like to pillage other people's fucking places, even if we're not wanted there at all.
And piracy's big in this country.
We pillage, we plunder, we rape, and we take all your shit. And then we say, we helped you.
Or we discovered it. If you were chosen to be the first human to make contact with aliens, would you want to? And what would you say?
Sure. And, I mean, I guess it's just me being a pothead. People are like, do you toke?
Toke? Toke up?
Toke up? Smoke? Let's fucking talk about fucking the universe and shit?
Yeah, I think I would want to, but I have a
I
feeling...
would also be afraid.
Yeah, I was
going
going to say, I have a feeling that once I got there, I'd shit my pants, and it would just be the worst first impression for the human race.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah. I also...
I shit my pants, and then all the aliens look at me like, is this their customs? Everyone shit yourself.
Right. it's
Show them that we come in peace.
It's the Rick and Morty thing. We come in peace. I feel like I would do it, but I would need some prep time. Because at least for me, I'd have my whole anxiety thing where I talk super fucking fast and then just like, chill out and speak.
If you died and had to choose one place to haunt for the rest of eternity, where would you choose to haunt? I choose Disneyland, because it's the happiest place on earth. Gene, you just died. What are you going to do now? I'm going to Disneyland.
You know, the cliche answer back in the day when he was alive would have been the Playboy Bunny house, but I would want to haunt that one Hollywood house, and I don't know if you know exactly which one it is, but it's the one house in Hollywood that can't be sold.
Yes. Yes.
Because I would want
Really, though? That's interesting. That's an interesting choice.
because that's like one of the more like like celebrities and shit and stuff
Yeah.
actually happen there.
Mhm.
And it's one of those nice houses that can't be sold.
Yeah.
You know
so
what I
it'd
mean?
be like your house.
It would be,
Yeah.
and it would be like, I would also want to know, like, who is actually haunting that house, because I've heard many different things of, like, it's this actor, it's this person, and it's like, who is it actually in that sense?
If your life was made into a movie, which actor would play you?
Kevin James. Kevin James, it's like the perfect fit. So if that gives you a certain depiction of what I look like, just think of Kevin James.
I could just see Kevin James like totally killing that role.
Oh,
like
I'm sure
I could
he
just
would.
see him nailing it.
That would be my pick.
Oh man, I would go Donald Glover or
I could see that.
Yeah, I'll just say Donald Glover. What kind of movie or TV show would you make if money/skill wasn't an object?
Remake the fucking Avatar movie, and I mean the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie.
Yes.
You actually remake it, and you make it an
Yes.
actual trilogy as it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you make the fucking movie 3 hours long, because you can't have Avatar: The Last Airbender, especially talking about the water chapter,
Yeah.
in an hour and a half. And then you actually make it fucking good. That's what I would do. And the Suicide Squad.
Same argument. Oh, that's funny that you mentioned Suicide Squad, because I was going to say same argument as far as like make it better, make it what it should have been with Batman versus Superman.
Even better.
What cute cartoon character would be absolutely terrifying if it existed in real world? Stitch.
Oh God, yeah. I'm trying to think. What is a good thing that's cute as fuck and terrifying at the same time?
So many Pokemons.
Oh yeah, there's that. I mean,
Sonic.
Shit.
We saw what that could look like.
Mandy from the
Oh,
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
She's cute though.
I mean, she's cute in the sense she's
That
tiny.
she's animated.
She's animated
And she's
and
a
tiny,
kid.
and she's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Did you ever, like, every time you watch that show, it was like, oh, don't piss Mandy off. Please don't piss Mandy off. Or even Billy, for that matter.
Yeah.
Billy would be a fucking menace to goddamn society.
Yeah.
You kidding me? He would cause crashes, and he's just like, I just wanted an ice cream cone.
I say Dexter from Dexter's Lab. Like he's a walking, talking
him,
baby
yeah.
in a lab coat. Like
Stewie.
Stewie, yeah.
Old Stewie, not
Yeah.
newer Stewie,
Oh, okay.
not the more flamboyantly
Either
gay
way, with
Stewie.
that fucked up head, either way.
Oh my God, I'm talking about the damn you vile woman. That Stewie, because that Stewie knew what he wanted. He wanted to kill that woman, and he wanted to rule the world. That Stewie would be terrifying.
SpongeBob.
Oh my God, nematodes from SpongeBob.
Oh. If you can implant one false memory in the minds of everyone in your country, what would that memory be? Now, this is going to sound... I don't even know how it's going to sound, but I'm going to say
It's going to sound either way, so you might as well
I'm just going to say it. I would create the false memory of there was no such thing as slavery in this country.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not, right? But I feel like those that were oppressed, or the descendants of those that are oppressed, you
And
know,
they
whether
take it to heart.
Yeah, whether it be Native American, blacks, Mexicans,
whatever.
Yeah, I think they would feel some type of way about it. But I would
But
just
would
be
they
like,
really
hear
be-
me out, though. Hear me out.
But would they really? Because they wouldn't remember.
Good point.
So
You're
would
right.
they really even have a gripe to begin with anyways?
You're right.
They wouldn't.
What argument? There is no argument.
You would be the only one who'd be like, yeah, that was a thing. But
Yeah.
you'd be the only person.
Yeah.
And as long as you're just doing it like, well, this is kind of for the better good, so, you know, in that
Yeah.
sense.
Really though, because I really feel like that hinders this country's progression as far as socially speaking.
Yeah. Chicken gizzards are not food. This is the most useless fucking thing I've ever seen in human history as a whole. Why the fuck do you want to eat the chicken's little thing on the bottom of their goddamn chin? How is that appeasing to eat at all?
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I didn't even know that they were a delicacy up until like maybe 3 years ago, I'll say. Maybe 4. When I was at Popeyes one time and I ordered some.
And they make some chicken gizzards.
And it's fucking delicious from Popeyes. But I just thought it was a Popeyes thing. I was like, oh, that's nice of them to use that part of the chicken that no one else uses. And then I go to the store and I see gizzards everywhere. And I'm like, how did I not notice this?
Dude,
I just assumed they were like chopped fucking steak or something. I don't know.
Do you know what it's like to smell chicken gizzards in oil while they're frying? Oh, it is such a delightful smell, Gene. Let me tell you.
Oh, I can't imagine.
In my days working at a grocery store here called Baker's, which I'm sure is everywhere in the Midwest here, I had to fry those on a very constant basis.
Dude,
and
I'm sorry.
Boy, didn't that smell fucking fantastic. Now, don't get me wrong. Ate them. Wasn't that bad. But they have the consistency of like you're eating bubble gum, but it never gets any chewier than what it's at. It's like rubber without it being bubble gum, if that makes any sense. And I can't do it. Either that or chicken feet, one of the two. Because people who eat that too is just fucking weird. Because it still has the claws on it.
Yeah.
It's not an actual chicken leg, it's a chicken stick.
Would you choose to know your future if it meant forgetting your past?
Ooh.
Oh, man, that's... I think I would.
Now, would you just forget everything up until a certain point, or is it just everything that becomes the past you just forget?
Oh, that's good.
So, like, the next day, you just don't remember the next day, but you know what's going to happen the next day.
Next day, yeah. Damn. See, oh, fuck.
See, and if that's the case, then no, because I would at least... I would, like, even though some memories are shitty, I'd still want to remember the past.
Them, yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. What kind of business would you like to start if you were given a chance?
Ooh,
I choose a dog hotel.
Would you really?
Yeah, because I want it to be something that I would enjoy having to run. And, you know, I love dogs. And
you wouldn't get tired of the clientele?
I don't think so. In a sense. I see it as if I'm running it, then I wouldn't even have to deal with them personally. I'd have employees for that shit, you know?
That's true.
Unless a Karen's demanding to see the manager or the owner.
And that's what you have the robot for. Karen, you need to leave. My systems tell me you need to leave. I'd probably start a business where I would be an activist for, one, making medical marijuana more of a medicine in the sense for athletes than like pills and shit.
Okay, so you're trying to change the world.
I'm trying to at least change the aspects of like an athlete's overall health, because I've heard way too many stories of like former athletes who were like, if I had just had this instead of pills, I'd probably be in a better spot.
Your superpower is that you can give phobias to people. What fun and interesting things would you make people afraid of? I don't know, but...
There's people afraid of butterflies. I would love to see that.
If I really didn't like someone, like really, like if I thought they were the salt of the earth, I would make it so their phobia is of breathing. So
is that a real phobia?
I don't think so. But I would make it one, since it's my superpower to create phobias. So I would make it so they have a phobia of breathing, so that way every time they breathe, they go, oh my God, I'm breathing. And they fucking hyperventilate and die.
You know, I would actually be a cruel asshole. Whatever race they are, I'd make them afraid of that race.
I'd make someone afraid of their own reflection.
That too, yeah. Or every time they see a reflection, they see a demon in the fucking mirror.
Yeah. If you could merge two games together and make a new one, what games would you choose and what would be the result?
Shadow of the Colossus with Zelda theme.
Okay.
So, but it still follows the Shadow of Colossus, but it's set in like, it has its own weird little timeline. And you get the same story as you would in like Shadow of Colossus, but it's completely different.
Okay.
But it has the whole, like, it's got the whole new Zelda theme where now it's like the whole open world, so you can do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I would do Call of Duty and Pokemon. So instead of like soldiers with guns, you're Pokemons, and you have to like clash against another opposite team of Pokemons and use your abilities.
I'm sure there's a mod already for that for Call of Duty.
I'm sure there
imagine.
If you could accomplish simple tasks while sleeping and still get a good night's sleep, what would you want your body to do while you were sleeping? Well, that's easy. House chores.
I was gonna say house chores or prepping the meal for the next day. Like,
Ooh, yeah, that's
it's
a
like,
good one.
It's like, hey, buddy, I want to have fucking breakfast in the morning. So it just like prepares breakfast food for the morning, and all I gotta do is just heat everything. I'm just like, oh, nice. Either that or, oh, I know what I would do. While I'm sleeping, if there would ever be a dealer that's up, my body would just go get me weed while I'm sleeping. So that way I would never have to go do it when I'm actually awake. I'd just wake up and, oh, nice.
If Jedi were real, but you had to give up all your possessions and never have a romantic relationship, would you still become a Jedi? I think I'm leaning towards no.
I mean, yeah, probably. See,
Because if I have to give up all my possessions, like, that's the biggie for me. Because the romantic relationship is whatever. But the possessions part, it's like, okay, but then what am I left with? Just my force powers and a lightsaber? Like, what am I going to do? Like, what the fuck am I going to do?
you keep the balance in check. I just, like, the kid in me would say yeah, but unless there was a chance I could go to the dark side, then sure. And not necessarily go to the dark side, but it's like I could dabble and just be in the middle.
You could hood hop.
I could hood hop, exactly. Just learn how to do that neat little lightning trick out of my fingers real quick and just hop back over.
And then pull out.
Yep.
And then bitch out. What fantasy creature would you love to bring into the real world? I want Jake the dog.
Jake the dog would be pretty cool.
That's something that would be fucking terrifying, though.
Oh, what, him and he just like mold into anything. Hey, Gene. What the fuck, dude? Oh, I just wanted to be a refrigerator one day. I'm sorry. You want to put your food in me? What the fuck, Jake? No. God damn it. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Ooh.
I loved Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. Him and his fucking Falcon. I would love them. Just the banter they have between each other is just too fucking funny.
Yeah.
It would make any courtroom hilarious.
Okay.
He'd be my lawyer.
If you could afford a live-in butler or maid, would you want one? I mean, come on.
Hell yeah, mine would be Alfred. Come on now.
Yeah,
What the
dude.
fuck is wrong with you? Hell yeah.
Be like, Jeeves.
Jarvis.
Yes, sir. Yes, me and BJ would like our marijuana now. It's our marijuana hour. You're
You want the
late.
good shit or the really gonna make you crash on the couch and eat chips shit, sir?
Surprise us.
Surprise us this time. Moon rocks it is, sir. You know? Oh, I would love that. And then, like, if I had a butler, he wouldn't, like, oh, he just gets he'd literally have his own little he would have his own house right next to mine.
Dude, I would treat my butler right.
Right,
I would
exactly.
treat him like family, friend, whatever. I
Hell
would treat
yeah.
him better than most.
It's like, dude, you're serving me for however fucking long you're doing it. You might as well have a house.
I
You
was
don't
gonna
have
say,
to,
you
like,
might as well hit this.
Right, like-
Take a puff, Jeeves.
Right, seriously. Like, you worked hard enough, man. You can fucking take a load off, all right?
Like the butler.
Just no
from-
fucking in the house, all right?
Yeah.
Go to your house if you're going to do that. No fucking in my house, all right?
Yeah, my butler would have a laid-back living situation, like the butler from Fresh Prince. or
Oh,
something.
yeah. Oh, I loved him. He would be having that kind of butler would be fucking fantastic.
That would be awesome.
Just his witty little fucking things he said as he walks, but damn.
Yeah, he could be a little smart ass all he
That's a
wants
$5
because he's
tip.
got to wash my dirty underwear, so
Right.
whatever.
It's,
He can make his
it's
little
like,
smart ass comments.
It's like every time he comes up with a witty thing to say, it's like, that's $5. There's your $5. There's your $5 tip for the day.
If you could know when and how someone would die just by shaking their hands but couldn't change their fate, how would you use that power? I would try not to.
I was going to say, I don't know if I really want to use that power.
That's a lot of death.
That's a lot of death, and I'm not necessarily sure I want to know how my mom dies before before she dies.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, it may lessen the blow a little bit, but then I'd just be expecting when the day would come and my days would be miserable. Or just for anybody, honestly. I guess you could do it to, really scare the shit out of, like, a criminal or something. You really wanted to scare the shit out of them. It's like,
You just shake their hand and you're like, 2 years.
2 years. Butt raped in prison.
If you were a professional wrestler in WWE, what would your name and identity be?
Ooh. Man, this one's putting me on the spot.
I'd be a bottle of ketchup, and my name would be the Flying Saucer.
Saucer. Should just be the Flying Heinz bottle. Shit. I'm really trying to be creative about this. The name wouldn't work, but I'd be called the Inbred Farmer, and I'm the general manager of all the misfit wrestlers that everybody casted out, and then I make them terrifying.
Okay.
Think like Children of the Corn terrifying.
If you could get every country and every person in the world to work on one project or goal, what would it be?
Eliminating the gene that allows butthole hair to be a thing. Dude, I'm serious. Butthole hair is the most useless part on the human body.
That's funny because my next question was going to be if you could redesign the human species, what parts would you add on or take out?
Well, I already have it for that then. Butthole hair. Butthole hair is like the most dumbest human design that we have, including armpit hair.
Yeah.
Is the most useless things on the human body in general.
Yeah.
If I wish Chalupa was on here, or Chapupa was on here, because I remember he bringing this up one time, and I don't even know why, but he was just like, just like that. He's like, you know what's the most useless thing on the human body? I'm like, what? He's like, butthole hair. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, all you get is fucking dingleberries. Like, what does it even do for you?
Like, what or are you keeping the shit out of my asshole? Like, you know,
it's retaining the heat of the heat coming into your ass, and that's what makes your ass all sweaty.
Right,
So
but
that's
it's like you have eyelashes to keep dust from getting in your eyes. You got
nose
fucking,
hair.
Yeah, all of that is to help prevent stuff from getting in. So what the fuck is ass hair for? Are you trying to prevent shit from getting in my ass? Because I think I'll be fine.
I mean, I could see it if you're gonna go like that. I could see it where it's like, I could see it where when we were being more developed and we didn't have clothes all the fucking time, then sure, then I could see how like butthole hair would stop from like dirt getting in your ass or some shit like that. But I think we're kind of past that point now. Wouldn't you think our genetics would like be like, hey, let's stop making butthole hair?
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't just expelled that from our
all,
being.
Just at all, just, you know, like, and that's what I would change of the human body, just butthole hair, just unwanted amount of hair.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I second that. If you had a pen with magical ink inside, what would happen when you wrote something? I would do like Death Note, except not when you write someone's name, they die. Instead, I would have it be like they be blessed or gifted with something or whatever they wanted, whatever they desired, or, you know.
I have something like that.
Okay.
It would be a pen where you could do either. It's got a switch where it's like you write, you know, you switch it to the good side, and then like you said, good things happen to people that you're like, say Amanda, whoever fucking will get this.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like good things will happen to them.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, you have a side where it's just like, it's bad karma. So it's like, Sandra deserves to get her tires popped, and it happens. You know, and then it's just like, I didn't even have to do any of the dirty work.
Yep.
The conscious
the
universe
yeah.
that I made in my own little pen image over here just fucked you. How does that make you feel? I mean, you could go as far as you fucking want with that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
Make her a baby again.
And now it's time for yesterday's of yesteryears.
I like that segment. I like that, though. That was really cool.
That was fun.
It did have to make me really fucking think on the spot, though. Like, I kind of regret the whole inbred Nebraska thing. But, you know, whatever. It's fine.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
So this is the show where we go down the most memorable things that have happened on this day. And today is November 28th. And the most memorable things that have happened on November 28th throughout history are...
Well, I already got one. That fucking Sarah Fuller chick just played in the NCAA football game, so there's one.
Yeah, there's one for today. In 1520, Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan reached the Pacific Ocean after passing through the South American Strait. The strait was named after him. He was the first European to sail the Pacific from the east.
No, it's Gellan in Magellan. Isn't that what it's called? Isn't that the saying?
Gellan
with
Magellan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
1582, William Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway were married. Huh. I guess Anne Hathaway is named after Anne Hathaway.
Who would have thought? I didn't even know there was an actual
Neither did
Anne
I.
Hathaway back in the day.
That can't be a coincidence. I'm sure her parents must have known about. They must have been huge Shakespeare heads.
Well, what the fuck happened to Anne Hathaway then?
Yeah. I don't know. 1919. American-born Lady Astor was elected the first female member of the British Parliament. 1922. Captain Cyril Turner of the Royal Air Force gave the first public exhibition of skywriting. He spelled out, "Hello, USA, call Vanderbilt 7200" over New York's Times Square.
Cool.
1929. Ernie Nevers, St. Louis Cardinals, became the first professional football player to score 6 touchdowns in a single game.
You know, I had totally forgotten that they were called the St. Louis Cardinals as a football team back in the day, and that's where they got their name from. That's so... You know, I always thought about that, too, because, you know, they're the Arizona Cardinals now in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
I always wondered that. I was like, are they actually based out of St. Louis?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
That's crazy.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. 1942. In Boston, Massachusetts, 491 people died in a fire that destroyed the Coconut Grove.
Is that where they get the whole... No, that's Chicago PD. Never mind.
1958. The African nation of Chad became an autonomous republic within the French community.
Chad?
Chad.
Why the fuck did they name it just Chad? I hope it means something else in French, because if it's just Chad, Chad sounds like a douchebag.
And given that it's African, I bet it's probably pronounced different too. It's probably like shad or some shit like
see,
that.
that makes more sense.
Or
I was
cod.
I was thinking you didn't say it was an African nation. That makes more sense. Yeah, I don't think it's Chad then.
1963. U.S. President Johnson announced that Cape Canaveral would be renamed Cape Kennedy in honor of his assassinated predecessor. The name was changed back to Cape Canaveral in 1973 by a vote of residents. 1964, the U.S. launched the space probe Mariner 4 from Cape Kennedy on a course set for Mars. 1977, Larry Bird was introduced as college basketball's secret weapon with a cover story in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, because do you know what college he came from?
What's that?
Idaho State.
Oh. I did not know that.
Yeah, because who the fuck knows about that school? Nobody, because Larry Bird's the only good thing to ever come out of that school athletically.
Touche. 1978. The Iranian government banned religious marches.
Damn.
1979. An Air New Zealand DC-10 flying to the South Pole crashed into Antarctica, killing all 257 people aboard.
I could imagine so, because when did you say that was?
79.
Yeah, their planes definitely did not... I mean, even today, we barely have... I mean, we have better technology now to deal with cold weather.
Yeah.
But especially back then, I mean, the best thing they had done was, like, trying to go into the bottom of the ocean and, fuck, they were getting crushed by that. Like,
right.
I don't understand why they even thought that they could make it up to the... Like, just up there in general.
Yeah. 1983, the Space Shuttle Columbia took off with the STS-9 Space Lab in its cargo bay. 1989, Romanian gymnast Nadia Comaneci arrived in New York after escaping her homeland through Hungary.
Oh, through the country Hungary. Okay, I thought I heard that so wrong. I'm like, she came to this country hungry. What? Why would they put that in there? But okay, it's the country. My bad. My bad. Sorry, that's the weed. It's
1990, Margaret Thatcher resigned as Prime Minister of Britain.
That's where I've heard that name from. I've always heard of a Margaret Thatcher and never knew why she was relevant.
Same. Yeah, me too. 1994, Jeffrey Dahmer, a convicted serial killer, was clubbed to death in a Wisconsin prison by a fellow inmate.
I think, was it? No, Dahmer was he the clown?
No.
No?
No, that was, what's his name? John Wayne
John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy. Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I think then it was him. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Okay. Like I said, I'd take your word for it, dude.
I'm trying to make sure, because there's a
lot of things going on with that Dahmer case, so that wouldn't
I think it was
me.
Jeffrey Dahmer, because there was a lot of conspiracies back in the day, and even now, I'm pretty sure that have come out that, yeah, they experimented on him while he was in prison, and were using, like, hallucinated drugs and all that shit, and is partly the reason why he sounded the way he did and talked the way he did whenever there was an interview in front of him. And that's good reason why.
Okay. 1995, U.S. President Clinton signed a $6 billion road bill that ended the federal 55 miles per hour speed limit.
Okay. I think it needs to be bumped up a little bit more still.
Yeah.
Just saying. Especially in Florida, for fuck's sake. I'm serious. If you've never been down to Florida, the speed limit down there is just a fucking suggestion. No kidding. Like, literally, they need to have that on their their speed signs down there.
Yeah.
It's like 70 miles an hour if you want to. Because I guarantee you, while I was down there, not a motherfucking person down there went the goddamn speed limit down there. I was going 10 miles over and I thought I was going too slow.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. That's how I feel driving out here sometimes. Like, I'll be going like 5 or 10 over, and like people behind me will like rush behind me and then immediately like merge over to cut over in front of me, and I'm like, Jesus, am I not going fast enough for you? I'm already going 10 over the speed limit.
Right. Oh my God. It's more or less out here. It's a lot of like, it's more of like the flow, like whatever the flow of traffic is at that time. That's just what the speed limit is. Out
Exactly.
Here. It's
and
so
weird.
weird.
And I wish cops would appreciate that.
They don't.
And finally, 2010, WikiLeaks released to the public more than 250,000 U.S. diplomatic cables. About 100,000 were marked secret or confidential.
And with that, I'm very much, and I don't know, and I'm sure a lot of people, I hopefully would hope they're in the same boat, but for people like him and Snowden,
yeah,
they need to be allowed back in this country.
Yeah.
Because, and I even asked my mother about, it was just like, how is it that there is a law against you pretty much uncovering shit about your government that's bad, but you can get in trouble for that?
Yep, like they stole private classified information and put them out publicly, and to that's like the ultimate crime you could commit.
Well, and the thing with that whole thing is, though, it's only classified because they dubbed it that way.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just any regular information, I don't think it necessarily would fucking matter that much.
Yep.
But because they classified it as information, and to the point of like, oh, well, we don't want people to know, it's like, you really thought people weren't going to find a way to figure this shit out? Throughout history of technology, as far as we know it now, there has always been a way to somehow get information if you want to get it. There's always a way. No matter how good the technology will get, no matter how good the systems get, no matter how good, none of that shit. Somebody will find a way to get the information they want if they fucking want it that bad. Literally. I mean, like, it's the whole thing with the fucking dark web, and then there's shit that, there's even rumors that saying that there's stuff even worse than the dark web.
Yeah.
That you can find on the internet that are so exclusive and shit.
Yeah, there's the dark web to the dark web.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, there's stuff that we have no clue of, and if, like, let's say they find the person who actually runs those dark webs and shit, like, are they gonna actually kill those people, or are they just gonna throw them in prison?
Right.
And like, I would say those are literally 10 times worse than anything Assange or Snowden have ever fucking done.
Yeah.
There's literal people being sold body parts, whatever the fuck, on the dark web, or even the darker web, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, there is shit that is happening underneath our government's noses.
Yeah.
Or our government is a part of, whatever the fuck.
Yep.
Either way, whatever it is. But there's dark shit happening. But a guy who brings out information about the country that is bad, and the whole country should just know in general, that dude needs to be killed. Like, that's pretty bad, dude. I'm just saying.
But that'll do it for this entry. Now, if you would like to contribute anything at all to this show, you can direct that to won'trememberthingpodcast@gmail.com. That is won'trememberthingpodcast@gmail.com. Don't you dare put an apostrophe in won't. So with that, we love you, and we'd say thanks for listening, but you probably won't remember a thing.